Below is an expanded version of the script, rewritten in narrative prose form without timestamps, as requested. I've enriched the storytelling with additional details, vivid descriptions, and deeper context to enhance the drama and engagement for your YouTube audience. The script remains entirely original to avoid copyright issues, featuring fictional characters Sarah Bennett and former Governor John Caldwell, and a fictional show, The Pulse Check. It's designed to be narrated or acted out with natural breaks implied for pacing, and includes more background, character motivations, and audience engagement prompts to make it a compelling, standalone video for your channel. The expanded version aims for a runtime of approximately 5 to 6 minutes, adding depth while keeping the core conflict intact. Explosive Political Showdown, a fictional clash on Global Perspectives TV. Picture this: a seasoned journalist, armed with razor-sharp questions, faces off against a battle-hardened politician who thrives on dodging accountability. What unfolds is no ordinary interview, it's a verbal wildfire, a clash of wills that burns through civility and leaves viewers stunned. Welcome to the Pulse Check, where veteran anchor Sarah Bennett takes on former Governor John Caldwell in a fictional showdown that's raw, unfiltered, and packed with tension. This isn't your average political chit-chat. It's a high-stakes battle where tempers flare, accusations fly, and the truth hangs in the balance. Before we dive into this electrifying confrontation, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. How should journalists handle politicians who want T answers straight? Should they swing hard or play nice? Grab a seat, this is about to get wild. The studio of the Pulse Check buzzes with nervous energy as the cameras flicker to life. The set is sleek, with glowing blue panels and a polished desk that reflects the studio lights like a mirror. Sarah Bennett, a journalist with 2 decades of experience grilling world leaders, sits poised, her notepad neatly aligned, her eyes sharp with purpose. Across from her, former Governor John Caldwell settles into his chair, his tailored suit crisp, but his smirk betraying a man who's navigated countless media storms. Caldwell, a polarizing figure known for his fiery rhetoric and populist charm, has built a career on sidestepping tough questions while rallying his base. Tonight, though, Sarah isn't here to play along. The audience, both in the studio and at home, can feel the electricity in the air. This is no routine segment. What starts as a standard political interview is about to erupt into a spectacle that LLB dissected for weeks. Sarah leans forward, her voice steady but laced with authority. Governor Caldwell, thank you for joining us on the Pulse Check. Let's dive right in. Your recent claims about widespread voter fraud have sparked heated debate. You've said the system is broken beyond repair. Can you walk our viewers through the concrete evidence behind those statements? Caldwell adjusts his tie, his smirk widening as he leans back, exuding confidence. Sarah, that's exactly the kind of question I'd expect from the mainstream media. You're already framing it to push a narrative, aren't you? The real story, ISNT, My words, it's what everyday Americans see. A voting system riddled with holes that nobody in power wants to address. His tone is smooth, rehearsed, but there's a glint in his eye that suggests he's ready for a fight. Sarah doesn't blink. Her journalistic instincts, honed over years of cutting through political spin, kick in. Governor, I'm not framing anything. I'm asking you to clarify your own claims. Our viewers want specific states, places, documents. What evidence can you share to back up your accusations of voter fraud? The studio grows quiet, the crew exchanging glances as the tension begins to simmer. Caldwell's smirk fades slightly, his eyes narrowing. You want to play that game, Sarah? I thought the pulse check was about truth, not ambushing guests with loaded questions. Millions of Americans know something's wrong with our elections. They see it in their communities, their polling stations. That's the story you should be covering. His voice carries a defensive edge, his hands gesturing broadly to deflect. Sarah keeps her composure, her voice cool and precise. Governor, our viewers aren't here for vague sentiments. They want hard facts. If you're claiming fraud, point to specific cases or verified reports our audience can trust. That's not an ambush, it's journalism. Caldwell's face tightens, his fingers tapping the armrest as his patience phrase. Facts. Sarah, the facts are everywhere if you'd stop shielding the establishment. Shady rule changes pushed through at midnight, polling stations in chaos, votes counted in ways that raise eyebrows. People see it, but networks like yours are too busy protecting the system to dig into the truth. His tone rises, his gestures growing sharper, as if he's addressing a rally instead of a studio audience. Sarah's gaze hardens, but her voice remains steady, protecting the system. Governor, I'm asking you to provide evidence, not attack the media. If you've got proof of these irregularities, now's your chance to share it with millions of viewers. What's stopping you? The challenge hangs in the air, and the studio feels smaller. The space between host and guest crackling with tension. Caldwell leans forward, his voice booming. What's stopping me? Nothing. How about the chaos at polling stations that never gets investigated? How about election rules flipped without proper oversight? You're not after truth, Sarah, you're fishing for a gotcha moment to make headlines. His words are a verbal jab, but Sarah doesn't flinch. Calling it a gotcha doesn't answer the question. Governor, she fires back. Our audience deserves specifics. If you can't provide them, are you asking people to just take your word for it? Caldwell's face flushes, his hands now waving emphatically. Take my word. Sarah, I've been right about more than the media ever gives me credit for. I called out corruption, I warned about broken systems, and time and again I've been proven right. The system's rigged, and you're part of the cover-up. The accusation lands like a grenade, and the studio crew freezes. Their usual hustle replaced by wide-eyed attention. Sarah leans in, her voice rising for the first time, sharp and controlled. That's a serious charge, Governor. I've spent 20 years asking tough questions of politicians on every side, left, right, and center. If you're calling out a rigged system, show us the receipts. Otherwise, you're just dodging accountability. Her words cut through the air, and Caldwell's composure cracks further. He stands halfway from his chair, pointing directly at her, dodging. I've faced tougher questions in my sleep. You're not a journalist, you're a mouthpiece pushing an agenda. Sarah rises to meet him, her posture unyielding, her voice a blade of precision. An agenda. My agenda is getting answers for our viewers, not letting you rant unchecked. If you can't handle basic questions, maybe you shouldn't be on this stage. The studio is now a battlefield. The polished desk, a dividing line between two unyielding forces. Caldwell's voice hits a fever pitch, his face red with indignation. You want to talk about handling things? I've fought for the American people while you sit in your fancy studio twisting words. Americans are done with elitist reporters like you who think they're smarter than everyone else. Sarah stands firm, her eyes locked on his. Elitist Governor. Our audience sees you dodging every question. They're smart enough to judge for themselves who's telling the truth. And right now, they're watching you unravel. Caldwell paces behind his chair, his anger spilling over like a storm. They'll judge you, Sarah, for ambushing a guest who came here in good faith. This isn't journalism, it's a circus, and you're the ringleader. His words echo through the silent studio, but Sarah doesn't waver. Her final response is calm, deliberate, and devastating. What as a circus is watching a leader fall apart because he can tee back up his claims. That's not me failing, Governor, it's democracy doing its job, holding power to account. The screen freezes on their standoff, Caldwell's chest heaving with fury, Sarah standing tall, her jaw set with resolve. The studio is silent except for the faint hum of equipment, the crew and audience processing the raw intensity of what just unfolded. Caldwell storms off the set, his footsteps echoing, leaving Sarah alone under the bright lights, unflinched and unwavering. Wow, what a clash. Sarah Bennett and Governor Caldwell just delivered a masterclass in political tension, a fictional showdown that mirrors the real-world battles between journalists and politicians. Who do you think came out stronger? Did Sarah's relentless questioning expose a lack of substance, or did Caldwell's fiery defiance resonate with viewers tired of media spin? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take. Should journalists swing hard with tough questions, or keep things soft to avoid chaos? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for more unfiltered showdowns on Global Perspectives TV. Share this video with friends who love a good debate, and let's keep the conversation going. Disclaimer: this is a dramatized scenario for entertainment and analysis, not legal or political advice. Always consult experts for real-world guidance.